The union of two colossal entities, Dow Chemical and DuPont, marks a monumental merger that sent seismic ripples through the global chemical industry. This historic collaboration, born from strategic alignment and shared vision, redefined the landscape of chemical innovation and enterprise. To understand this mega merger, we first need a crash course in the history of the individual players, starting with Dow Chemical. Picture this: it's 1897, and a Midland chemist named Herbert H. Dow decides to create Dow Chemicals to support Midland Chemical Company. The initial goal? Dispose of waste and meet growing demand. Noble, right? But as the years rolled on, Dow's trajectory took unexpected turns. While it pioneered the extraction of various compounds from Michigan's brine reserves, it also got entangled in controversies. World War I saw Dow producing mustard gas, a sinister chemical used in warfare. The company delved into creating napalm, a jellied explosive notorious for its use in the Vietnam War. As if that wasn't enough, Dow was part of the league that manufactured Agent Orange, a defoliant embedded with the deadly dioxin. This chemical, linked to severe health issues, led to a hefty settlement for veterans and affected families in 1984. But the twists don't end there. Dow Corning, a joint venture of Dow Chemical, filed for bankruptcy in 1995 due to lawsuits related to silicone breast implants. Despite this rocky history, Dow Chemical stands today as a global giant with operations in over 150 countries. From artificial grass to herbicides, styrofoam to chemicals for pharmaceuticals, they've left an indelible mark on the world. Now, let's introduce the other half of our power duo, DuPont. A key player in the chemical and artificial fiber game, DuPont has a rich legacy of innovation. But, like any story worth telling, it's not without its share of controversies and legal entanglements. Back to the merger. In 2017, Dow and DuPont decided to join hands. The reasons behind such mega mergers often revolve around operating economics, growth, tax evasion, and diversification. But what does this mean for stakeholders and the environment? For starters, the merger marked the end of Dow and DuPont as standalone entities, with their shares ceasing to trade on the New York Stock Exchange in August 2017. The decision prompted scrutiny from various professional bodies, weighing the pros and cons of this colossal move. Now, you might be wondering, what's in it for these companies? Operating as one entity could mean streamlined operations, increased market share, and enhanced research capabilities. However, such mergers can also have downsides: potential job losses, changes in company culture, and environmental concerns. And let's not forget that the actions of these chemical giants have a ripple effect on our environment. From the early days of Dow's waste disposal solutions to the controversies surrounding Agent Orange, the journey has been tumultuous. What impact does this merger have on the industry, and more importantly, on Mother Earth? Now, let's talk about DuPont. Founded in 1802 by the visionary Elia Thayer Irani DuPont, this American juggernaut began its journey with black powder production. Explosives were the name of the game until the 20th century, when DuPont decided to spice things up and delve into a plethora of chemicals. Picture this: 1857, the birth of the first strictly industrial explosive, soda powder. But the ride wasn't always smooth. In 1907, a U.S. antitrust suit shook things up due to DuPont's near monopoly on the explosive scene. Fast forward to 1917, DuPont stepped into the automotive world, owning a significant chunk of General Motors stock by 1925. The 60s brought antitrust litigation, forcing DuPont to part ways with GM stock. Undeterred, they played a vital role in World War II and set up an atomic bomb research center. However, the mid-70s saw a dip in fortunes with declining demand for artificial fibers. But fear not, in 1980, along came Kevlar, marking a resurgence for DuPont. Venturing into genetics, heart medications, and cancer-fighting drugs, DuPont became a powerhouse in life sciences. Yet, it didn't stop there. Pesticides, electronics, and the global seed market. DuPont's fingers were in many pies, but like any tale, it had its darker chapters. In 2004, DuPont faced a hefty $16.5 million fine from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. Why? For releasing perfluorooctanoic acid, PFOA, into West Virginia's drinking water, causing a stir with developmental problems in lab animals. The SEC even joined the party with investigations in 2006. But fear not, they agreed to cut PFOA production by 95% by 2010 and eliminate it entirely by 2015. Fast forward to today, and DuPont's portfolio is a smorgasbord. Industrial chemicals, synthetic fibers, pharmaceuticals, and even the magic behind your stain-resistant carpets. Now let's talk about Dow Chemical, the maestro in plastic and chemical manufacturing. Born in 1897 out of Herbert H. Dow's desire to tackle waste issues, Dow became a chemical powerhouse. From extracting compounds in Michigan's brine reserves to being embroiled in controversies like mustard gas during World War I, Dow's journey is a roller coaster. Agent Orange, napalm, and silicone breast implant lawsuits. Dow has danced on the precipice. They've weathered storms, from bankruptcy filings to settling hefty claims. Yet, they stand tall today, with operations in over 150 countries, dealing in everything from artificial grass to pharmaceuticals. Now, let's talk about the union that shook the chemical world, the Dow-DuPont merger in 2017. Operating economics, growth, and tax evasion, the usual suspects behind such mergers. But what does it mean for stakeholders and the environment? As Dow and DuPont bid adieu to standalone status, questions arose. Streamlined operations, increased market share, and enhanced research capabilities were on the cards. However, challenges like potential job losses and environmental concerns loomed large. Picture this. DuPont and Dow shook hands in 2015 to birth Dow-DuPont, and then they pulled a slick move, splitting into 3 companies. But why this chemical tango, you ask? Well, both companies were feeling the heat from activist investors due to stagnation, intense price wars, wonky commodity prices, currency challenges, and hefty cost structures. Revenues played hide-and-seek, thanks to low crop prices, a stronger U.S. dollar, and the slippery slope of falling oil prices. They wanted to merge their portfolios, create industry leaders, and maximize value for shareholders. But wait, what about use, the consumers, and the environment? Sure, they claim customers will get superior solutions, but what about the potential environmental toll and the toxic weight on our shoulders? As the intended separations into 3 independent companies loomed, it became clear consumers and the American people might be left to deal with the consequences, sans say. Job cuts might be on the horizon to trim costs, leaving a not-so-rosy picture for the workforce. Fast forward, and Dow-DuPont has 4 business segments, raking in a whopping $22.6 billion in sales in 2018. But let's get real. Is this merger really about protecting the environment, or is it just a gigantic leap to satisfy their lust for profit? The deal marked the biggest in 2015, a year where companies threw around a record-breaking $4.4 trillion in takeovers. Now, the nitty-gritty, Dow-DuPont would control a massive chunk of the U.S. corn seed market, a whopping 41%. Shareholders from Dow and DuPont would each own about 50% of this chemical juggernaut. And oh, they'd keep 2 head offices, one in Midland, Michigan, and the other in Wilmington, Delaware. The deal, promising a sweet $3 billion in cost savings, would see a 10% reduction in R&D activities and a savvy optimization of the supply chain. They even plan to use Dow's low-cost feedstock platform to cut operational costs. The masterstroke? A future value of $30 billion for shareholders. But what's in it for us, the global citizens? The combined entity aims to increase revenue growth by leveraging its vast client base, claiming 40% of the domestic market in North America and 42% in EMEA, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Asia and Latin America would round up the rest. In the agricultural realm, DuPont brings germplasm and breeding expertise, while Dow Chemical waltzes in with trades and crop protection. Post-merger, DuPont would boast a complete portfolio with nearly a 50% contribution from each party. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more.